Good morning, student. Now I am going to discuss about a new chapter, that is alkyne. Alkyne is an example of unsaturated hydrocarbon which having formula CnH2n-2. Here n equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. If n equal to 2, then we can able to think about a alkyne, that is your C2H2. The name of this alkyne is said to be ethylene. It is also called acetylene. If n equal to 3, then we can able to find out a alkyne, that is C3H4. The name of this alkyne is said to be propyne. Similarly, if n equal to 4, then the alkyne is C4H6. The name of this alkyne is said to be butyne. By putting the value of n, we can able to find different types of alkynes. Next, I will explain about the nomenclature. It is already covered in the basic concept of organic chemistry. Now I will explain about the structure of ethyl. At first, I will discuss about the Lewis structure of ethyl. This is the Lewis structure of ethyl. Get that? This is the Lewis structure of ethyl. This is the Lewis structure of ethyl. H, single bond C, triple bond C, bond H. Here, this bond angle is said to be 180 degree. Next, I want to explain about the orbital structure of ethyl. We know that in ethyl, the carbon atom undergoes sp hybridization. Suppose take in carbon atom, I can draw the diagram like this. This is your carbon atom. This is one sp hybrid orbital. This is the second sp hybrid orbital. Other two p orbital remain as on hybrid orbital. I can draw the on hybridized orbital like this. This is your two on hybridized orbital of carbon atom. Similarly, think about the another carbon atom. This is your one sp hybrid orbital. This is another sp hybrid orbital. These two are said to be two unhybridized p orbital. When these two carbon atoms come in contact with each other, then they can able to form bonds. At first, I want to show this single bond. This is your carbon atom. This is your one sp hybrid orbital. This is the second sp hybrid orbital. This hybrid orbital undergoes hidden overlapping with one s orbital of hydrogen atom. On the other hand, this hybrid orbital undergoes hidden overlapping with the sp hybrid orbital of another carbon atom like this. Here also, this sp hybrid orbital also undergoes hidden overlapping with the 1s orbital of another hydrogen atom to form this sigma bond. These part indicate to this sigma bond, this sigma bond orbitals remain as on-hybrid orbital. Look at that. Here also 2 p orbital remain as on-hybrid orbital. Now this p orbital and this p orbital undergoes sidewise overlapping like this. The other p orbital also undergoes side overlapping with the another p orbital of this carbon atom like this. This is 1 pi bond, this is the second pi bond. This is your sigma bond, this is also sigma bond, this is also sigma bond. These two orbitals are called on-hybridized orbital. This is the orbital structure of ethyl molecule. Next I will explain about the preparation of alkyne. At first I will discuss about the dehydrohalogenation of vicinal dihalide. Take an example of vicinal dihalide. This is an example of vicinal dihalide. The name of this compound is said to be 1,2-dichloroethane. When 1,2-dichloroethane is subjected to reaction with the alkali OH, then what will happen? Ethyl is formed. I want to do the raw work like this. This is said to be 1,2-dichloroethane. Then I will give alkali OH. Then what will happen? 2 molecules of HCl is removed from this compound, and these 2 molecules of HCl react with the alkali OH, gives the 2 molecules of HCl and 2 molecules of water. So here I can write 2 HCl plus 2 water. Now the remaining part is written like this. Look at that. Your 2 bond is in empty condition. Here also 2 bond is in empty condition. It can be stabilized by giving triple bond in between to this carbon atom. The name of this compound is said to be ethyl. Take another example, CH3, bond C, bond Cl, bond H, bond C, bond Cl, bond H, bond H. Give alkali OH to this reactant. The name of this reactant is said to be 1,2-dichloropropane. When 1,2-dichloropropane is subjected to reaction with alkali OH, here 2 molecules of HCl is removed, and these 2 molecules of HCl react with the alkali OH, gives me 2 KCl and 2 water. Here also I can write 2 KCl and 2 water. The remaining part is written like this. Look at that. Here 2 bond is in empty condition. Here also 2 bond is in empty condition. It can be stabilized by giving a triple bond like this. The name of this product is said to be propyl. From this example, I can conclude and want to give a statement like this. When vicinal dihalide are treated with the alkali OH, then alkyne is formed. Next, I will explain about the dehydrohalogenation of geminal dihalide. Take an example of geminal dihalide. This is an example of are dihalide. The name of this compound is said to be 1,1-dibromoethane. When 1,1-dibromoethane is subjected to reaction with the alkali KOH or soda amide, then what will happen? At first, one molecule of HBr is removed and formed this product H1C, bond H, bond Br, bond H. Again give alcoholic KOH or soda amide. Then what will happen? Another HBr molecule will be removed like this, and we can able to form the ethyl molecule like this. This is your said to be ethyl molecule. Similarly, take another example: CH3 bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond Br, bond Br, bond H. The name of this compound is said to be 1,1-dibromopropane. When 1,1-dibromopropane is subjected to reaction with the alkali KOH or soda amide, then at first one molecule of HBr is removed like this. As a result, this product is formed. I can write like this. The name of this product is said to be 1,bromoethene. The name of this product is said to be 1,bromopropane. Again, when I will give alcoholic KOH or soda amide to this compound, then what will happen? Again, another molecule of HBr is removed like this. I can write the product like this: CH3 bond C, triple bond C, bond H. The name of this product is said to be propyl. Combinedly, I can give a statement like this: when geminal dihalide treated with the alkali KOH or soda amide, then double dehydrohalogenation takes place, forming alkyne. Look at that here. One dehydrohalogenation takes place. Here also another dehydrohalogenation takes place. Next, I will explain about the dehalogenation of tetrahalides. Take an example of tetrahalides. This is an example of tetrahalides. The name of this compound is said to be 1,1,2,2-tetrabromoethane. When it is subjected to reaction with the 2 atom of zinc, then what will happen? 2 molecule of ZnBr2 will be removed like this. As a result, ethyl molecule is formed as a byproduct. Here I can write 2 molecule of ZnBr2. Similarly, take another example: CH3 bond C, bond Br, bond Br, tetrahalides in which the 4 halogen atoms are attached to adjacent carbon atom treated with the gene dust in the presence of ethanol. Then alkyne is yield. Next I will explain about the Cole's electrolysis of salt of carboxylic acid. Take an example of salt of carboxylic acid. This is an example of salt of carboxylic acid. The name of this salt of carboxylic acid is sodium malate. When sodium malate undergoes electrolysis, then what will happen? Look at that. At first, remove 2 molecules of sodium hydroxide like this. Then remove the carbon dioxide molecule like this. Here you can also remove hydrogen molecule like this. Now by the help of this remaining part, I can able to form the ethyl molecule. This is your said to be ethyl molecule. The byproducts are 2 NaOH plus hydrogen gas plus 2 carbon dioxide. Now I can give a statement like this. When a concentrated solution of sodium or potassium salt of malic acid or fumaric acid is electrolyzed, then acetylene is formed. Remember an important point. This is the structure of malic acid. This is said to be malic acid, and this is the structure of fumaric acid. Next I will explain about the preparation of acetylene from iodoform. The formula of iodoform is CH3. I can draw the structure like this. This is said to be iodoform. Now take 2 molecules of iodoform like this, and it is subjected to reaction with the 6 atom of silver. Look at that. Here I can remove 6 molecules of silver iodide like this. As a result, by the remaining part, we can able to form an acetylene molecule like this. The name of this product is said to be acetylene. I can give a statement for this reaction like this. When iodoform heated with the silver powder, then pure acetylene is formed. Next I will explain about the preparation of acetylene from calcium carbide. The structure of calcium carbide is drawn like this. This is said to be calcium carbide. Now calcium carbide is subjected to reaction with the 2 molecules of water. Then what will happen? 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide is removed as byproduct. I can give a statement for this reaction like this. Acetylene can be prepared from calcium carbide by treating with the water. This is an example of laboratory method of preparation. Next I will explain about the properties of alkyne. At first I will discuss about the physical properties of alkyne. The first three members are gases. Next 8 members are liquid and higher alkynes are solid. Second point, all the alkynes are colorless and odorless, but acetylene has characteristics garlic smell. Next point, they are slightly soluble in water but are more soluble in solvent of low polarity like benzene and CCl4. Next point, the boiling point, melting point and specific gravity of alkynes are slightly higher than corresponding members of alkane and alkene. That means take an example to explain this point. C2, H2, C2, H4, C2, H6. This is said to be ethyl, this is said to be ethene, this is said to be ethane. If I will think about the boiling point, melting point and specific gravity of ethyl, then what will happen? The melting point, boiling point and specific gravity of ethyl is slightly higher than the melting, boiling and specific gravity of ethene and ethane. These are some physical properties of alkyne. Next I will explain about the chemical properties of alkyne. At first I will discuss about the acidic character of alkyne. Basically I will think about the acidic character of alk1 ionic, is also called 1 alkyne. That means a triple bond must be present in between 1 number carbon atom and 2 number carbon atom. Take an example of 1 alkyne, that is acetylene. This is an example of acetylene. The carbon bonded by triple bond shows sp hybridization. Due to very large s character, the electrons in sp hybrid orbitals are held more tightly by the nucleus. Consequently, the electron pair between carbon and hydrogen get displaced more towards the sp hybridized carbon atom and helps the release of H plus ion very easily. Again I will repeat. Look at that. This is your sp hybridized carbon atom. This is also sp hybridized carbon atom. We know that in sp hybrid orbital the percentage of s character is 50%. The percentage of p character is also 50%. But if I will think about the other hybridization like sp2, sp3 hybridization, the percentage of s character is very less. Remember an important point, an electron in s orbital is more tightly held than in a p orbital because s electrons are more closer to the nucleus as compared to the p orbital and d orbital and f orbital. Here the s character is more, that means the electrons are present more closer to the nucleus. As a result, the shared electron pairs are more attracted by this sp hybrid carbon atom. Here also this electron pair is more attracted by this carbon atom, which causes the release of H plus ion from this position, and also the release of H plus ion from this carbon atom is very easy as compared to alkene and alkane. That's why the alkyne shows some acidic character because it loses the H plus ion very easily as compared to the alkane and alkene. The chemical properties of alkynes are mainly due to the presence of these acidic hydrogen atom. To explain the acidic character of alkynes, I want to give some reaction by which we can able to prove the acidic character of alkyne. At first, I will explain about the reaction of alkynes with the sodium in the presence of liquid ammonia or sodamide. Take an example of alkyne. Simply I can take acetylene molecule. This is said to be your acetylene molecule. When acetylene molecule is subjected to reaction with the sodium in the presence of liquid NH3 at 475 Kelvin, then what will happen? This hydrogen is replaced by the sodium atom and able to form sodium acetylides. This is your said to be sodium acetylides, and here also hydrogen molecule is removed. Again, when sodium acetylides react with the another sodium atom, then what will happen? This hydrogen atom also replaced by the sodium atom and disodium acetylides is generally formed. This is said to be disodium acetylides. This is your said to be monosodium acetylides. Here I can write liquid NH3. Remember an important point, you can take sodium amide or sodium metal in the presence of liquid NH3. Here sodium metal react with the ammonia and form also sodium amide. So you can take sodium amide or sodium metal in the presence of liquid NH3. Remember also another important point, these reactions are generally used to distinguish between terminal alkyne and internal alkyne. Remember an important point, terminal alkyne can react with the sodium metal in the presence of liquid NH3, or terminal alkyne can also react with the sodamide, but internal alkyne do not react with the sodamide or sodium metal in the presence of liquid NH3. Remember also some important point, alkane do not react with the sodium metal Similarly, alkene also do not react with the sodium metal. So this reaction is also used for the distinction between alkane, alkene and alkyne. In this reaction, acetylene loses the hydrogen atom, so your acetylene shows the acidic character. Therefore, by this reaction, we can able to prove the acidic character of acetylene. You can also take any one alkyne and it is subjected to reaction with the sodium in the presence of liquid NH3. Also, it gives the sodium acetylides. Take also another reaction to explain the acidic nature of one alkyne. Next reaction is reaction with the ammonical solution of cuprous chloride. Take an example of one alkyne. This is an example of one alkyne. The name of this reactant is said to be acetylene. Now it is subjected to reaction with the ammonical solution of cuprous chloride. This is said to be ammonical solution of cuprous chloride. Here I can take two molecules of ammonical solution of cuprous chloride. Then what will happen? These two acidic hydrogen are removed by the copper atom and gives a red colored compound, that is your Cu, Cu. The name of this compound is said to be dicopper acetylides. This is your red in color, where the byproducts are ammonia and water molecules. I can give a statement for this reaction like this: acetylene react with the ammonical solution of cuprous chloride to form dicopper acetylides, which is found in red acetate form. This reaction is also used for the distinction between alkene, alkane and alkyne. This reaction also used for distinction between terminal alkyne and internal alkyne. Look at that here, acetylene molecule loses two hydrogen atom, so your acetylene molecule shows the acidic character in this reaction. So this reaction support the acidic nature of acetylene. By this reaction, we can also explain the acidic nature of one alkyne. Next, I will explain about the another reaction which clearly explain about the acidic nature of one alkyne. That is your reaction with the Tollens reagent. What is the Tollens reagent? Tollens reagent is the ammonical solution of silver nitrate. This is your said to be Tollens reagent. Now take an example of one alkyne, that is your acetylene. This is said to be acetylene. Now acetylene is subjected to reaction with the two molecules of Tollens reagent. Then what will happen? These two hydrogen atoms are removed by two silver atoms. As a result, disilver acetylide is formed. This is your disilver acetylides. The name of this compound is said to be disilver acetylides. This is found in the form of white precipitate. Here the byproducts are water and NH3. I can write a statement for this reaction like this: acetylene react with the Tollens reagent to form disilver acetylides, which is found in white precipitate form. This reaction also used for the distinction between alkane, alkene and alkyne. This reaction also used for the distinction between terminal alkyne and internal alkyne. Look at that, in this reaction, hydrogen atoms are removed from acetylene. So acetylene shows the acidic character. So this reaction helps to explain the acidic character of acetylene. You can also take any one alkyne and it is subjected to Tollens reagent to form silver acetylides, and that reaction also helps to explain the acidic nature of one alkynes. This is all about for this class.